All right, let's talk about the holy grail of personal finance, shall we? Passive income. It's this dream that you can make money while you sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're doing, well, literally anything other than working. You've all seen the ads, right? The gurus in front of Lamborghinis talking about their 7 different income streams. It's a really, really powerful idea.
And this quote, it just nails the fantasy perfectly. I mean, earning money without doing anything, who wouldn't want that? It's the ultimate goal, right? To stop trading your precious time for a paycheck. But, when something sounds that good, it usually is.
And that's really the big question we're going to unpack here. Because as amazing as the dream sounds, the reality is, well, it's often a nightmare. The truth is, most of these so-called passive income streams you hear about online are at best seriously misleading, and at worst, they're total scams designed to take advantage of people who are trying to get ahead. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at why the myth is so attractive. Then, we'll get into the 2 main paths people talk about. We'll peel back the layers on both investment income and entrepreneurship, expose who's really cashing in on this trend, and then, finally, talk about what a real path to success actually looks like. Okay, so let's just lean into the fantasy for a second. We've all done it. You picture yourself sitting by a pool somewhere, you pull out your phone, refresh your bank account, and boom, more money just showed up. That vision right there is what makes this whole idea of passive income so incredibly seductive. But, and this is the most important thing to get, it's just not real. Outside of maybe winning the lottery or inheriting a fortune, true passive income, money for absolutely zero effort, is a complete and total myth. It just doesn't happen. So, if it's a myth, what in the world are all these online gurus selling? Well, when people use the term passive income, they're almost always talking about one of 2 things. And here's the kicker. Neither one of them is actually passive. And this breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got investment income. That's making money from stuff you already own, like stocks or real estate. The big catch? You need a ton of money to even get started. On the other side is entrepreneurial income. This is money from a business you build yourself. The catch there? It takes a ton of ongoing work. See the pattern? You either need a lot of money or a lot of effort. Let's dig into that first one, investment income. This is the classic make your money work for you pitch. Sounds great, but there's a giant roadblock that the gurus conveniently forget to mention. And this number just hits you like a ton of bricks. Let's say you want to replace the average US salary, about 42 grand a year. Well, even if you could get a really good 7% annual return, you'd need $600,000 in the bank just to make that happen. For most of us, that's not exactly step 1. Okay, you might say, what about real estate? Everyone loves to talk about rental properties as this easy, hands-off income stream. But the reality? Oh man, it is anything but passive. You're the one getting calls about broken water heaters. You're the one dealing with holes in the roof, tenants who stop paying rent, and soaring interest rates. If you don't have a big cash cushion, just one of these problems can totally wipe you out. Oh, and before we move on, let's just quickly talk about those automated trading bots you see advertised everywhere. The ones that promise to beat the market while you sleep? Yeah, they don't work. It's just survivorship bias. For every one person they show you who made money, there are thousands who lost everything. You'd honestly have better odds at a roulette table in Vegas. Okay, so let's flip to the other side of the coin, entrepreneurial income. This is the set it and forget it business model. Sounds amazing, right? But here's a little reality check. The average small business owner works twice as hard as their employees. A quarter of them work over 60 hours a week. Does that sound passive to you? Let's take drop shipping. It's a super popular example. The pitch is so simple. You just build a little online shop, pick some products from a supplier, and they handle everything. Making it, shipping it, all of it. You just sit back and collect a profit. Automated, easy, low cost. What could go wrong? Well, here's what goes wrong. Because it's so incredibly easy, thousands and thousands of other people are doing the exact same thing, selling the exact same products. You end up with this insane situation where you have a massive army of sellers all fighting over a tiny handful of actual buyers. The opportunity just gets completely saturated, almost overnight. So what about the people who do make it work? It almost always comes down to these 3 things. Timing. They got in super early before everyone else did. A good bit of luck. Somehow they managed to stand out in a ridiculously crowded field. And the most important one, effort. They weren't being passive at all. They were busting their butts marketing, customizing things, and managing their business day in and day out. They were earning it. So this leads us to the million-dollar question. If these strategies are so hard and most people fail, who on earth is getting rich from this whole passive income craze? And there it is. That's the punchline. The real money isn't in dropshipping. The real money is in selling a $2,000 course about how to do dropshipping. The most profitable business model in this whole game is selling the dream to other people.
Now, I know this might all sound a little pessimistic, but my goal here isn't to crush your dreams. It's to give you a dose of reality so you can actually succeed. So let's talk about what a real, legitimate path to building extra income looks like without all the get-rich-quick nonsense.
Here's the key. We need to totally redefine passive income. It's not about eliminating work. It's about front-loading it. It means you pour a massive amount of work in at the beginning to create something valuable. That thing might then make you money over time with less maintenance, but never zero maintenance. Success is always a result of your effort. So, look, if you have a skill and you want to build a course or write an ebook, that's fantastic. You should totally go for it. But just go in with your eyes wide open. Know exactly what you're getting into, the time, the money, the work, and please be super skeptical of anyone trying to sell you a shortcut. And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. Instead of chasing this fantasy of not having to work, maybe the better question to ask yourself is this: what is a goal that's actually worth your time, your passion, and your real honest-to-goodness effort? Because that's where the real rewards are.